There's nothing like a price spike to remind us that oil markets don't just respond to supply and demand. They dance to the tune of geopolitics and market sentiment. The ground may seem to be firm beneath our feet, but in energy, tremors often strike without warning. My name's Mark Roach, and this is FutureWise Energy. This week, we've seen oil prices take a sharp upward turn, raising questions and concerns across the industry. The driving force behind this movement are as complex as the global systems they affect. But they share a common theme: escalating geopolitical risks that demand our attention. First, tensions with Iran have added a palpable risk premium to global markets. Iran's recent withdrawal from cooperation with the UN nuclear watchdog has escalated fears over potential disruption to critical supply chains in the Middle East. When major players in such a volatile region take aggressive steps, the anxiety ripples across the energy sector like shockwaves on a seismograph, pushing prices upward even in the absence of immediate physical supply constraints. At the same time, the Russian energy map remains unstable, with new EU sanctions tightening restrictions on Russian oil, including a lower price cap and bans affecting key refineries. Markets are bracing for further disruptions. On top of this, President Trump's decision to shorten the deadline for a ceasefire in Ukraine, paired with the threats of secondary sanctions on buyers of Russian energy, has introduced an additional layer of unpredictability. The message is clear: Russia's role in the global energy chess game is under relentless pressure, and the board is shifting rapidly. A less tangible but equally significant factor is market psychology. The recent announced U.S. EU trade agreements have delivered optimism about future demand in upstream oil and gas here in the U.S. The EU's pledge of up to $250 billion annually in U.S. energy imports, though widely recognized as an aspiration rather than guaranteed, has cast long-term potential into the spotlight. These agreements aim to reduce Europe's reliance on Russian energy, reshaping global trade flows over time. However, much like promises in politics, fulfillment hinges on a mix of infrastructure capacity and market forces. The broader fear underlining these developments lies in supply disruptions across the Middle East. The Strait of Hormuz, a critical checkpoint for global oil transport, has once again become central in conversations around risk and resilience. We've seen this pattern before. Any hint of conflict in this region elevates global pricing benchmarks as stakeholders calculate the cost of potential delays or losses. Interestingly, while geopolitical tensions dominate, it's important not to overlook how this week's spike also reflects an energy market recalibrating after months of volatility. Market optimism, spurred by reduced concerns over global growth and stronger than expected post-inflation data, has supported demand expectations, lending some fuel to the upward momentum. But what does all this mean for us as industry professionals here in the U.S.? It's a reminder that adaptability is key, whether it's anticipating bottlenecks at geopolitical flashpoints, adjusting to shifting trade frameworks, or leveraging technology for smarter, more efficient production. The winners in tomorrow's energy landscape will be those who adapt effectively today. At FutureWise Energy, we cut through the noise to focus on what matters: structural trends, actionable insights, and resilient strategies for an unpredictable future. Because while the markets may feel shaky, there's an opportunity in volatility for those ready to pivot and align with change. Thank you for being part of this dialogue. I'm Mark Roach, and this is FutureWise Energy. Stay sharp, stay informed, and steer ahead with clarity in the energy world.